views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow, everybody, welcome. It's so great to have you tuning us in, turning us on. Dr. Susan Chomsky joining me here today. What a great show we've got planned for all of you. You know, I don't know. Have you felt like maybe you just can't seem to get your mojo on? You're figuring out how to tap into the creative energy of the universe. Are you thinking maybe intuition, maybe only for somebody like Dr. Susan here joining me here today? Well, I'm hoping by the end of today's show that you're going to know that you and me and Benny and everybody, we can awaken. We can awaken our third eye. Dr. Susan Chomsky is the author of many books, but she's coming to Seattle, part of the Women of Wisdom, Awaken Your Third Eye and the Power of Auras and Chakras. Discovering, I love this. Are you ready? This is it. Your limitless energetic abilities. That's right. Not just for the handful of people that we think maybe are going to have an opportunity to win the lottery, but how about you? How about us? How about if together we could understand the innate power that each and every one of us has, and yet we just don't tap into it. Dr. Susan has dedicated her life to helping people take command. I love this. Take command of our lives in an amazingly effective, powerful, positive, epic way. Because the energy today, it's not small. It's expansive. And you know what? If you're thinking I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable because things are so fast, they're happening so fast, they are. But fasten your seatbelt for today, folks. I love this. We are going to talk about what is that third eye? What is it? Where is it located? And why is this someone, or why is this third eye something that I might want to know a bit about? Dr. Susan Chomsky joining me here today. Hey, Dr. Susan, great to have you.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here with you again, Dr. Pat. I'm thrilled. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Okay, I have got a question for you. And I know they send me all these questions, and then I read your book, and I'm like, and then I look at, well, wait a minute. I'm going to do what Dr. Susan just said there. And then something amazing happens, and we can't explain it. We can't explain it, but it's happening, and our lives change, and we're getting ideas, and now we're supposed to take action. I'm exhausted. Is this part of what this means? Is this part of how the third eye works? Help me out here. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes, well, the third eye works in a very simple way, and that is to ask and receive. Actually, everything that I teach is based on one single principle, and that is ask and it shall be given unto you. It's really quite simple. I'll give you the secret right now. You know,
Yeah.
1 minute into the show, let's give the secret already. Okay, so all you have to do is you just sit down in a chair, you close your eyes, you take a few deep breaths, you get quiet and still and centered and balanced within yourself, and then you take some more deep breaths, you get even quieter and more still, maybe a few more deep breaths until you feel that you are in a peaceful state, a content state, a state of inner peace, a state of relaxation. And we call that meditation, actually. But then you do something that generally people do not do when they are in deep meditation. And
what do they do? What?
You ask a question, you ask for guidance, you ask for inspiration, you ask for something very specific, and then you take another deep breath and you do what I call the do nothing program. That means do nothing, nothing, and less than nothing. And then the still small voice within you will give you your answer to your question. The divine presence will give you the experience that you ask for. Whatever it is you ask for, you will receive. It's really that simple.
I love it. I love it. Okay, here's where we're going. You know, I know you're coming and you're going to be speaking, presenting, all of the above at the upcoming Women of Wisdom conference. And I mentioned to you, okay, the theme for us this year is accelerated expansiveness, right? Accelerated expansiveness is the theme. And we went out and we sort of asked people, and they came back and they said this in a number of different ways. And hence we've picked a theme for us this year and for creating a better world through positive talk. How does this tap in to awakening our third eye? What is the third eye? And how can we tap in to the energy of creation from that?
Wow. So the thing is that our our third eye is the eye that helps us to see things that are hidden from view. It helps us to experience things that are not on this physical plane. It helps us to be aware of dimensions and worlds that are beauteous and magnificent and glorious, alternate realities, subtle planes, spiritual worlds filled with light, parallel universes of indescribable wonders. So, I mean, we're seeing all the great beauty of the physical world through our two eyes, but this third eye will help us to see things that are not in this physical world, that are in other dimensions. So this is something that really has been hidden for a very long time. People have not been, in general, people have not been awakened to their subtle sensory perception of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. People have not been open to these subtle senses. But now, with this acceleration of consciousness, we are moving into an era where everyone will be seeing, hearing, and feeling with their subtle senses. And so this is kind of the beginning stages of that, where some of us are waking up, and we're sort of dragging others along with us.
You know, one of the things that I'm really struck by is this idea of waking up. You know, Awaken Your Third Eye is the title of your book, How Accessing Your Sixth Sense Can Help You Find Knowledge, Illumination, and Intuition. And, you know, here we are, and we're thinking to ourselves, wait a minute, you know, things are changing. We can feel the shift of things. You know, we can literally see or feel or sense an opportunity that maybe we thought wasn't there before. I wanted to ask you this question. Each of us has, to some degree or another, psychic blocks. I think you refer to them in your book, psychic blocks. And yet, many of us are clueless as to what that even means. But it sounds serious, Dr. Susan. What does it mean?
These are called grantis in the language of ancient India, which is Sanskrit. They're called grantis, and grantis are specific blocks that are really psychological blocks, but they're located in specific chakras. The first block is in your root chakra, and that is a block that binds you to physical life, the physical world. and to survival instincts and the desire for sex and food and just basic survival instincts. That is the first block that can prevent you from realizing your true self and attaining spiritual awareness. The second block is in the heart area, and that block is kind of a sentimental, romantic attitude, and that is kind of tied to things like nostalgia, which hold us back from experiencing our true nature of being. The third block is in the third eye area, the third granthi, and that is the block of spiritual arrogance, where just because we have developed some psychic powers that we think that we are superior to other people, that other people are lowly, and that we have cornered the market on spirituality and therefore we are superior, which is an attitude that I see quite a bit in the New Age community. So that is the third block. So we have to overcome these three granthis in order to attain true spiritual awakening.
Okay, so let's talk about each of them when we come back from break. But most importantly, how does it tie in to whether or not we can, A, awaken our third eye, and then when we do, know what the heck to do? What does that look like? What does it feel like? What does it show up like? All of the above. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what Dr. Susan is going to be doing at the upcoming Women of Wisdom Conference and much more, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.
What does it mean to be healthy? For each of us, it means something a little different. Discover the art of herbal medicine, a natural way to help our bodies respond better to the modern-day stress and toxicity of our everyday lives. Using organic herbs from around the world, the skilled herbalists at Urban Wellness in Kirkland can help you choose the herbs that are right for your body. Find your herbal solutions for common health issues at urbanwellness.com. That's HERBAN wellness.com.
Put a little woohoo in your life with Keys. Keys Clear Protein Waters have 22 grams of smile-making, attitude-adjusting protein in every bottle. Did I mention its tongue-tingling taste? Not just another guilty pleasure. With Keys, you'll enjoy every low-sugar sip and freedom from gluten, lactose, and GMOs. Who needs the fountain of youth when you can find Keys on Amazon or at Keys, Kees, please.com. Put a little woohoo in your attitude with Keys Protein Water.
Are you ready for a radical shift in your way of being? Are you seeking a more deeply connected and fulfilling life? Awakened Living Radio is a show dedicated to helping you embrace a life filled with profound peace, connection, and happiness. TJ Woodward is passionate about helping you find your clarity, balance, and purpose. Join co-host TJ Woodward and Dr. Pat Basili on the first Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific Time for Awakened Living Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Almost everyone at some time in their lives ask themselves, what am I? Most of our questions are ego-generated and simply don't address the problem of our false self. It's time to relax your ego and embody your soul. Dr. Dan Cohen, neurologist, inventor, and author, has created tools to awaken, a new way to transform from who you thought you were into what you truly are. Visit toolstoawaken.com today.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. For more information about us, go to the drpatshow.com, transformationtalkradio.com, and certainly you can go to transformationradio.fm to take a peek at what we are building. And many of you have asked us, tell us about that crowdfunding thing. We haven't launched it yet, but we're getting ready to. TakeBackTalkRadio.com, and it tells you what that means. Today, it's about Dr. Susan Chomsky joining us here today and the upcoming Women of Wisdom conference. So it's very, very cool to be able to know that we are coming together to help each other and coming together to help each other in a way that, you know, of course, Chris Stanis and the folks at Women of Wisdom have been doing now for quite some time. But why is it the energy of this year different? Why is it that the 24th annual WOW Conference, United We Change the World, is so important? And what does awakening have to do with it? Dr. Susan, before we jump back in, or maybe it's, well, I actually think it's related. You know, you're also going to be at this conference. Tell us about it and what you're going to be presenting.
I'm very excited to be invited to speak at the Women of Wisdom conference. Their website is thewowconference.org. That's thewowconference.org. And I will be doing two long, full-day workshops on this conference. I will be doing one called Awaken Your Third Eye, which is on Saturday, February 13th from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And by the way, this is for women only. These events at this conference is for women only. So I'll be doing Awaken Your Third Eye and Your Intuition on that day. And then the other workshop I will be doing is on Sunday, which is February 14th on Valentine's Day from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. again. And that will be called The Power of Auras and Chakras, Discovering Your Limitless Energetic Abilities. So that will be my my full-day workshop on Sunday, and I'm really thrilled to be doing that. I will also be appearing at the East West Bookstore on Saturday night, February 13th. So You're welcome to come to that as well.
Wow. You know, and this is really great because let's take a minute, if we could, and talk about when we say awaken your third eye, what is the third eye? But also, you also mentioned chakras, right? And I wanted to ask you, you know, what is it about the energy of this, the third eye, where it is, and our chakra system? And then you and I, many people have been able to say, wait a minute, I can see your aura. What does it look like? And yet, if we take a look at what seem to be these three very different things, are they so different, or is there a connection between the three of them?
Well, as a matter of fact, there's a big connection because the third eye is one of your chakras, one of your major chakras. You have 14 chakras that are mentioned in the ancient scriptures of India. I wrote a book about that. It's called The Power of Chakras, which is probably the most complete and most accurate book on the chakras that's been written. It actually is being used as a reference by all the other authors who write books about the chakras. So one of the chakras is in the middle of your head, and it's called the Ajna chakra. And the Ajna chakra, that's spelled A-J-N-A, by the way, Ajna chakra. And that chakra is the sixth chakra, known as the third eye chakra or the brow chakra, sometimes called. And that chakra is located primarily in the pineal gland, but it extends to the back of the head and also to the front of the head in the area of the center of the forehead. So, yes, these are all extremely related to each other. And the third eye specifically is for the purpose of developing your intuitive abilities, your clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, claircognitive abilities, your abilities to see things and experience things that are hidden from view. So all of this is related, and the aura is obviously related to the chakras because the chakras are in your auric field. The chakras are in, well, you have this physical body, but you also have a subtle body. And your subtle body is permeating and surrounding your physical body. And the Ajna chakra, or third eye, is located in your subtle body. It is not located in your physical body.
Dr. Susan, when people think about their lives and the way that sometimes we relate to our lives, we look at it and we get this sense of our lives feeling heavy. Sometimes, you know, the word stuck comes up over and over and over again to describe, you know, this feeling that we have that we're not really making any progress here, that even if we're very successful on the outside, right, but we don't feel fulfilled on the inside, it makes no sense to us. What's going on with that?
Well, the thing is that there are untoward energies, both within us from our past experiences, which is our subconscious mind that's influencing us, and there's also influences that are external from our energy field and from the field of other people that's influencing us, and we can sort of get infected by other people's negative energies. And so that's why it's really important to learn some very simple affirmative prayers that I teach in my book. The best book, really, that has all my affirmative prayers and healing prayers is called Instant Healing. But I have affirmative prayers in all of my books, actually, including Awaken Your Third Eye, including the power of auras, the power of chakras. You're going to find very simple ways for you to clear out your energy field so that you are not stuck, so that you do not feel stuck. In fact, if you'd like, I can teach everybody one simple affirmation right now that you can use that will really change your life if you're willing to use it.
Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, this affirmation is specifically designed for people who are psychic sponges like I am. A psychic sponge is somebody who absorbs the energies around them as a sponge absorbs water. And psychic sponges have the experience, if they don't know how to manage it, if they don't know how to use these affirmations, then what happens is they go through their day and they just, every person they encounter, they feel more and more drained. They feel like everyone is a psychic vampire that's just draining them of their energy with each encounter throughout the day. So then by the end of the day, all you can just do is lie down and you're so exhausted, just lie down in your bed because you're so drained by everyone around you. You might even be getting ill from the illnesses of other people. That's how empathic a psychic sponge is. So it's very, very important for us to learn how to keep our auras closed off to all but our own inner divinity. In other words, to close off your aura to the gross vibrations around you and to be open to the spiritual vibrations within you. And actually, the spiritual vibrations are everywhere, but they're in the center of your being, very close at hand. So here's the affirmation. It's really simple, and it can change your life, as I said, if you're willing to use it. I use it on a daily basis, and I have done so since the mid-'80s. So here it goes.
All right.
It goes like this. I am in control. I am one with God. I am the only authority in my life. I am divinely protected by the light of my being. I close off my aura and body of light to the lower astral levels of mind, and I open to the spiritual world. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Oh, and so it is. We're going to take a short break, everyone. When we come back, more with Dr. Susan Chomsky, and we're going to be talking about, this idea of perception. What is supersensory perception? And what does that mean as it relates to manifestation? Perception, manifestation, and some people say perspective, but all of the above. How does it help us move from where we are today to where we want to be? Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back with my very special guest today, Dr. Susan Chomsky, and we'll let you know more about the upcoming Women of Wisdom Conference. We'll be right back.
Feels like I'm standing on a timeless dream of light mists, of pale ambrose. Feels like I'm lost in a deep cloud of heavenly scent.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Tune in to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fontaine on TransformationTalkRadio.com and get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Leslie Fontaine is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com for show dates and times and LeslieFontaine.com to say yes to explosive abundance.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@RonnieDeLuceOnRadio.com and visit mvholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatShow.com for listening times in your area.
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that, when run, assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bar session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Those days
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio, transformationradio.fm. It's great to be connecting with all of you. I'm so thrilled to have Dr. Susan Chomsky joining us here today. If you want to find out more about her, we're going to let you know how to do that. Also, where you can find a copy of the book, how you can get your own copy, and about how you can join her on this absolutely incredible wisdom learning experience. Dr. Susan, thank you for today. Please let folks know how they can find out more about you, your classes, your books, and your cruise.
Right. So my website is drsusan.org. That's drsusan.org. So please visit that website. You can read the first chapter of every one of my books for free on that website. You can listen to teleseminars for free and see videos and read articles. There's a lot of information on that website, and you're welcome to check that out at drsusan.org. Also, as we've been talking about, I'll be at the WOW conference coming up in February, and the website is thewowconference.org. It's going to take place in mid-February. It's thewowconference.org. Also, I have another website called divinetravels.com. That's divinetravels.com. That is plural on the travels, divinetravels.com. At divinetravels.com, you can check out the upcoming tours, retreats, tours to sacred destinations, and cruise ship seminars that I'm doing. And I happen to have one cruise coming up in a week's time, and there's still space on the cruise if you want to join us. So check that out at divinetravels.com. The cruises are obviously seminars at sea. It's not just a regular cruise. It's a fantastic cruise, but it includes an incredible conference on the cruise ship. So divinetravels.com.
Well, this is really in the spirit of, I think, what we started to talk about earlier, and that is, this expansive energy that folks are feeling and being able to step into it and step into it fully. And this is part of the work that you do is, helping people understand how they can tap into this limitless aspect of life. And certainly when folks take a look at the Women of Wisdom Conference, they'll be able to look at that. I wanted to ask you about this idea of limitless energetic abilities. Limitless energetic abilities. And I know you're going to be talking about at the upcoming WOW conference. So often we think that, wait a minute, that's Dr. Susan Chomsky. That may even be Dr. Pat, but that's not me. I don't understand, if I even fit in the realm of discovering these. And I'm sure I'm not the first one to kind of bring this up. I'm sure that you've worked with people all over the world that have said to you, that's not me, Dr. Susan. I can't do that.
Well, the reality is that anyone can do it. I mean, I didn't have any special, what you might call powers or special abilities or anything. Growing up, I was just a normal, average kid, and I didn't, there was nothing special about me whatsoever. I had some maybe talents in art. I was an artist and that, but that's about it. I mean, I learned how to do all this stuff. People think that, you have to be born into a family of psychics or you have to be some kind of special something. But anybody can learn to do this stuff. It's just like learning any other skill, like learning how to play the violin or learning how to sew or any ability that you might want to learn. You can learn, including awakening your third eye, including developing your clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience. You can learn how to do that. And because I learned how to do that, I know how to teach others how to do it. If I had just, if it had just been, I was struck by lightning, Or if it was like I was born into this family, then I couldn't teach anybody anything. But I learned, I went from point A to point B myself, and so I can help others go from point A to point B.
You know, and when we take a look at how we get to show up in the world, what do you think, Dr. Susan? What do you think the greatest challenges are right now for folks? You know, what is the sense that you're getting from people that you work with, or just in general, the energies right now? What's our greatest challenge, you know, when it comes to limitless potential?
Well, I think the greatest challenge is what you mentioned earlier, is that everything's so fast that we can barely keep up with it. We're breathless trying to keep up with all the changes and all the pressures in this modern world. I mean, you know, this is not like the world 100 years ago. It's really different now. So we have to kind of keep up with this, and it's challenging for many people because they're resistant to change, including me, including everyone. We all have a kind of a resistance to have to now learn something new every 5 minutes. We have to learn the new thing, whatever that is, and it can be exhausting for people. But you know, how I deal with it is through meditation and prayer. That's how I deal. That's how I cope, through meditation and prayer, and those are the two keys that keep a person centered, on track, and centered in spirit, shall we say, centered in spirit, is by meditating and praying. Or it doesn't have to be called prayer. It can be called affirmation, affirmative prayer. I call it affirmative prayer.
You know, one of the things that I know that you talk about with folks is this idea, let's just call it what it is, you know, perception. Some people call it perspective. You know, some people, you know, call it your point of view, whatever that is. You know, how does that idea of life that we hold, whether it be a perception, how does that help us either move things forward or get in the way of us literally living the lives we desire? What is the energy and the science that is attached to that? Because now we know everything's energy, right?
Right. So Lord Buddha put it very well in the very first verse of the first chapter of the Dhammapada, which is the most important scripture in Buddhism. So Buddha said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. Now, this is an extraordinary statement, so I'm going to repeat it.
Yeah.
All that we are is the result of what we have thought. Okay, so all that we are, not just some of what we are, not every other Tuesday, but all that we are is the result of what we have thought. So that means what he's saying, and by the way, he goes on in that verse to say, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but what he goes on to say is he says, if a person speaks or acts with a pure thought, then happiness follows him or her. If a person speaks or acts with an impure thought, then unhappiness follows him or her. So what he's telling us is that, and he's not the only one who has said this, by the way, all the great saints, sages, prophets, and scriptures throughout the ages have said the same thing, especially Jesus. So they've said that we are creating our own destiny and our own reality through our thoughts, number one, through our words, number two, and through our deeds, number three. So we're creating everything ourselves. In other words, there's nobody else, really, that exists other than the self. And so we're creating it all ourselves, and we are creating it through thought, through words, and through deeds. So in every moment, you are thinking, speaking, or doing something in every moment. So every single little thought that you have, every little word that you say, and everything that you do is contributing towards who you are, or how you experience life, what you draw into your life, what you attract to yourself. It's all based on what you think, what you say, and what you do. So that's why thoughts and words and deeds are so important, because you are creating your own destiny through those. So I recommend that if you are saying things that are debilitating, such as going around and saying, oh, I'm so unhappy, oh, I'm so poor, oh, I'm so fat, oh, I'm so this and that, and you're complaining either in your mind or you're complaining through your speech, this is not going to serve you. If you go around saying things like, I am joyous, I am prosperous, I am fulfilled, I am happy, I am energetic, I am miraculous. If you're saying things that are positive, then you become those things, and that's what you manifest in your life. You are in charge of your own manifestation of your life. In every single moment, you are manifesting your life.
This is really we're at as a friend of mine would say, we're at this proverbial tipping point. We're at this place where many of us are standing on the edge of something. As Lady Gaga would put it. When we come back, we're going to talk with Dr. Susan Chomsky about what does it mean to step off the edge, and how can we do that, with this absolute knowing. And what is knowing? What does knowing mean when we say third eye in the same sentence? Stay tuned, everyone. Is it really that easy to step off in that place in knowing? Yeah, maybe it is. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Dr. Susan Chomsky joining us here today, everybody. We'll be right back.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel my heart
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Are you ever consumed with the idea that something needs to change? You hear Oprah and other inspiring people talk about living your authentic life, and yet it's much easier said than done. Duda, the kick-ass muse, has crafted a world-renowned coaching platform that will help you get clarity on the issues you face, take bold risks, get back your confidence, and brave your fears. To learn more and work with Duda today, visit kickassmuse.com.
In retirement, will you outlive your money? It's a common question for people approaching retirement, but it doesn't need to weigh on you. Ask Ameriprise financial advisor Jeff Packman about the new Confident Retirement Approach. You and Jeff can break down retirement planning step by step to get the real answers you need. In fact, 93% of clients who have had the Confident Retirement Approach conversation feel more confident about their retirement. Call Jeff Packman, financial advisor, at 425-453-0272 for your Confident Retirement conversation today. Office is located at 601 108th Avenue Northeast, Suite 1800, Bellevue, Washington, 98004. Percentage based on Ameriprise Financial Confident Retirement Client Survey as of December 2013. The Confident Retirement Approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. A registered investment advisor, Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Wow, welcome back, everyone. It's so great to be chatting with all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for tuning us in and turning us on. You know, this is really kind of how we get to hang out, play with Dr. Susan Chomsky joining me here today. And of course, you know, the upcoming Women of Wisdom Conference, Awaken Your Third Eye and the Power of Auras, Chakras, Discovering Your Limitless Energetic Abilities. You can go to the wowconference.org and check it out. You're going to be able to find out lots more about Dr. Susan, also about what she's getting ready to do at the conference as well. And, you know, it's so great that folks will get to hang out with her, you know, for an extended period of time for an amazing workshop, right? So that we can discover how limitless we really are. It's a great place to be. Dr. Susan, thank you for today. You're going to be talking about color, you're going to be talking about sound, healing affirmations, and also one of the things you mentioned is, you know, we can discover our energy field. And I would love for you to talk for a little bit about number one, why is that important? But how does that help us become fully expressed? How does that help us become empowered?
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about what I'm doing at the WOW conference is that these are experiential workshops. I'm not just going to be intellectualizing. We're going to be learning techniques and methods, and we're going to actually do those, practice those during the workshops that I'll be teaching there. So when you work with your energy field through affirmation and meditation, which we'll be doing on the conference, the WOW conference, that changes us profoundly. In fact, really, it's the best way for us to change in a positive way is through techniques of meditation and prayer and working with your energy field in that way. So the energy field is really key to this. And we find that many of us have negative vibrations and negative anomalies in our energy fields that can be healed, that can be cleared out, and that we can thereby experience our divine nature of being, which is limitless, which is expanded, which is, and when I use the word limitless and expanded, it's not just a concept. It's an experience that you will have when you come to these workshops. You'll actually experience yourself as limitless. You'll experience, through meditation, you'll experience not only your true nature of being, which is your higher self, but also you'll begin to develop the flow of the inner divine guidance through learning how to listen to the still small voice within and how to express that by speaking through the words of wisdom that come to you. So all of that will take place at the WOW conference, and you'll learn how to do these things. And you know, anyone can learn. That's what we talked about in the last segment. Anybody can do this. This is not just for special people or great saints, sages, and prophets who lived 2,000 years ago. Every one of us is a mighty, divine, powerful spiritual being, and every one of us has the ability to see, hear, and feel subtle experiences and to realize our higher self, to experience our higher self, which is not just a theory or a concept. It's real. All of this stuff is real, and you can experience it. And I just happen to know how to teach you how to do that. It's just my gift, something I know how to do. So yeah, let's do it together.
Yeah, and you know, there's a reason for doing it. I mean, one of the things we started to talk about when we first, started to chat today was the theme for us this year, and the theme that came from our listeners and our hosts and our co-hosts, which is accelerated expansiveness. And you know, if that is really the case, Dr. Susan, if that is what's going on in the world, this level of acceleration and expansiveness, then the old way of kind of living the problem-solving model, you know, the left brain, do the list, the pros and cons, you know, if we were to take that approach without using intuition, without awakening, then I don't know how we even begin to keep up with these energies. So, isn't our intuition being called upon now as the modality to operate, the modality to help us be in the flow?
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head there, Pat.
Yeah.
What I find is a lot of people are praying backwards. What I mean by praying backwards means making a list of things you want to manifest and then going about manifesting these things and making that list based upon your needs, wants, and desires without checking in with intuition. That's what I call praying backwards. Praying forwards would mean first, before you ever make your list about the things that you want to manifest in your life, first ask Spirit with a capital S. In other words, go into meditation and actually find out what is highest wisdom for me to do. What is my purpose? What am I doing here? Why am I here? What am I doing? And what's the best course of action for me to take? And what are the things that are truly what is my true divine purpose, so that I can begin to live that and manifest that in my life. So then you can make your list. All right, so my divine purpose is XYZ, so let's manifest the things that I need in order to fulfill that purpose of XYZ. So that is what I call praying forward. That is more, it works better, because you'll have the support of Almighty Nature. You'll be able to easy, effortlessly, and joyously live your life in tune, in the flow of divine guidance, and you won't be fighting against the current. You'll be flowing with the current. So then it's easy for you to, much easier. I'm not saying there won't be challenges, because there's always challenges. We live in the duality, in the world of duality. There's always challenges because we live in this world. But it'll be a lot easier because you'll be happy. You'll be happy because you'll be doing that which is your highest purpose. And we were talking about that during the break, me and Pat, and about how I never thought I would be an author. Pat never thought that she would be doing this show. And yet we ended up doing that because we're following our true divine purpose. We didn't foresee it when we were children, but yes, we got into being very happy because of the fact we're doing that which is our true divine path and purpose and destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to ask you this. I know we've got a couple of minutes left, and I know you're going to be helping people with this as you do, whether it be one-on-one or in groups. But the question really is, how do we help ourselves, Dr. Susan? How do we help ourselves? Once we get this idea, sometimes what happens, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes that great idea is followed by, oh, but you really can't do that. Oh, wait a minute, you don't have enough money to launch that. Oh, wait a minute, you don't have the skills to do that. And I can go on, but I don't want to. But, how do you help people make sure they stay in the flow of the creative energy and not in the doubt of that energy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's doubt and fear, and then there's faith and trust.
Yeah.
So faith and trust comes from experience. So if we, for example, if we get an intuitive insight and we follow that insight, and then it turns out kind of amazing and miraculous for us, then we think, oh, wow, I guess my intuitive insights really are real, and gee whiz, look at what just happened. So then that gives us faith and trust to move on and continue to listen to our intuition, to listen to that still small voice within. So, I think atheists are pretty intelligent because they're not going to believe something unless they've experienced it themselves. I'm not saying that we should be atheists, though. I'm saying that that if we would take a chance on developing our intuition and following and trusting that intuition and actually making it an everyday part of our life. In other words, listen to the inner voice and actually do what it tells you to do, then you're going to find that your life will become miraculous. Your life will take on new tenor and meaning much deeper. Your life will become much deeper because you're listening to that still small voice within and trusting it and following it. Not just listening, trusting it and following it. And when you do that, you gain more faith, more strength, less doubt, more faith, and more trust in your ability to be intuitive.
I love it. And you know what? And it's limitless. Dr. Susan Shumsky, thank you so much, Dr. Susan. We'll see you when you get to town.
Great. Awesome.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know where the time went. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, everybody. And you know what? Stay tuned. Transformation Talk Radio. I have just been interviewed by Game Changer Radio, transformationtalkradio.com. We'll see you next time.
Lights go out and I can be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid. Shoot an apple off my head and a trouble that can be.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.